Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Kenny here from Walnut Hollow Company LLC. We are going to get started spraying corn. The windows are very dirty. I don't know if you can see it or not. The flag is completely just hanging there. So that means it's time to get rolling with the sprayer. We're going to respray our last 30 or 40 acres of corn here that we have on the home farm. Hopefully by 9 o'clock we can get back at it, get back home. We'll grab some hydraulic oil and we're going to get at it in the combine with trying to knock out this barley. We got rain in the forecast, unlike we did at the beginning of the year. We finally got some rain in the forecast for the middle to end of the week. So our objective is to knock out all our barley acres. So we have some barley, we have some custom barley for our neighbor to do. So we got to get crack-a-lacking on that. Thanks for tuning in. With the corn respraying, as I showed you in another video, we set it up. We're spraying with drop tubes and the actual sprayer nozzles, and we straddle the rows. So if you look down, you'll see we're just driving in between the corn rows. That's what we got to do. So we were going to experiment this year. What we decided to do, we were going to experiment with late fungicide application with a sprayed drone. So this may or may not actually come through. We may or may not actually do it. But what I did, I made one sprayer pass up. I went out to that end of the field and back to over here with no fungicide in the sprayer. So you apply fungicide at respray and later at tassel. So what we're going to do now is we're going to dump our jug of fungicide in the rear tank and try see what it does to the yield. But basically everything below where we're at right now is going to get a complete fungicide application at respray and at the end. So we'll see what happens. Alright, we got air pressure, so we'll release the brakes. And of course you can see the pressure goes down a little bit. We better build it back up before we get out. Alright, we're now at about 650 gallons of nitrogen. So we'll close that. You can hear the pump change its tone a little bit. So what we did now is we're still pumping into the front tank, but we switched it to cool water. We'll fill the lines up with water. Once we got water, we'll switch to the rear tank and we can climb up and start putting our chemical product in. One other fun little thing that this trailer has is these blue valves here. So now I'm trying to hold my GoPro. You hold that open, it sends air in the line. Quickly throw this glove on. You should see air bubbles coming up. I didn't hold it long enough. Let me hold it some more. Here. Crap, I gotta get the valve close. There's bubbles going through, you can't really see it so good. But yeah, essentially it blows air in the line, so now the line's empty. There's nothing but pressurized air. See? Just air. Alright, well, I haven't been recording, but I finished spraying. Had to go home. Me and Tyler fixed some feeder chains. Dad's feeding. Tyler is now getting the trucks hooked up, ready to roll, because we had the low boy on. And we is headed to the combine. There she sits in all her glory. Well, you can't see nothing right now. There she sits. She's so pretty. And there's a bird on top of the flag. Every time I drive past, there's a bird hanging out up there. So we gotta check fluids, hook up the head, get her. So there's a little bit of barley here, but this is actually a wheat field. And I backed into it because there's nowhere to park. So, come on. I gave it a really quick bath on Friday evening. just on the outer shell. Oh man, that's heavy. Which is why it looks like it was dust that got wet. Check our fluids. Alright, we're gonna throw our stuff up in the cab, start the engine, get the AC running, and then we'll come back, hook all this stuff here up. That was close. And get all that going. We're booting things up here. I gotta tell it, I guess, what field I'm in. It's gonna yell at me if it's gonna work. Maybe it's not gonna work. So we'll fire this thing here up a while. Reset. Oh my word. Select field. I want to select a field. I guess I'll have to close the app. Start over again. Drive connected. I'm shaking from the combine shaking. Here we go. Make active. Done. Okay. Here we go. Slip. For some reason when you first start this thing, the reel seems to go incredibly fast. Make sure our spreader's spinning. Why does that reel go so fast? So we're going to clean up a spot here that the truck can get pulled into the field. So 68 bushels. This field's not going to average quite as good. It was planted a lot later than the rest, and I think there's some weed pressure in here. You can see some perennial ryegrass growing. So over there's where we were in the previous video. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut over to this wheat field and cut back out so that the truck can make a loop once I get past the end here enough. So one thing we got to do here now that we're partway out across the field is we ought to get out and make sure that we don't have a bunch of barley laying on the ground. So here's what we'll do. You want to look right behind the head and see that there's not a bunch of barley knocked off, which would tell you that it's a head loss, which I really don't see. It looks very clean. Now the barley will be at the bottom, so we'll kick it aside. And we'll just take a real close look. Here's one. Move over a little further. There's another one I see right here. You're looking to just make sure you're not losing a whole bunch. There's two. There's a fair bit. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, directly behind the machine. There's a fair bit of barley, so we better, I'm gonna start by slowing down the fan a little bit. Well, we just stalled the knife. What that means is that the blades quit spinning, and I'm a little concerned because, uh-oh, that's no good. We knocked the belt off. Yeah, it's getting ready to say I'm a little concerned about this. But I've been watching. I knew there's a rock out here somewhere. I knew it was here. I must not have planned this because I purposely plant around rocks, and that guy sticks up, and I hit it. So I want to see what kind of damages were inflicted. I don't think it did actually hurt anything, which I don't understand. Other than that, but that was already like that. I have no idea how we didn't break something. So we just gotta put the belt back on, apparently. Alright, I think we got her back together. That was loose, that idler. Well, this belt is loose and it's shredded, so we're just gonna, I'm tired of messing with it. We're just gonna replace it. It's not fun though to replace. I just happen to have the perfect thing. Well, we got her all back together except for one critical thing. I'm gonna blame Tyler just because I can. I set this piece here with the bolt in it. The bolt is gone, so we can't put it back together. But I'm gonna give this to Tyler, and you can go get me a bolt from the shop. Well, the lunch wagon arrived. From the tree, you can't see him. There he goes. He's gone. We're in a different field now at the neighbors, and it's all laying over. Keeps jamming up in the feeder house, and we got this alarm up. I don't know if you can read that or not. Basically, it's yelling because our engine temp is all the way up. So I told my dad to get me an air compressor stat. Because what happened is the combine was overheating. We went and started to blow it off, blow out the radiators and stuff, and then my replacement came, so I left from the combine, came to the baler, and I am now baling the last windrow over here.